Hello, everybody. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3, has begun. So, see who comes on. I'm about a couple minutes early, I think. But it was time. It was time. Beautiful kind of Maui behind me. Seas are kind of rough today. Hi, Trisha. How's it going? How are you? Hello, Adrian. How are you? How's it going? I hope you're doing good. Hey, Kathy. How are you? Hey, Joe. How's it going? So, Kathy, I have a question for you. It keeps showing that you're leaving and coming back, leaving and coming back, leaving and coming back. I don't understand what that is. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Joe. I'm good. Today's been a busy day. Yeah, it's a busy day. Hello, Laura. How are you, my dear, from Sarasota? And hey, Susan. I'm going to talk about all kinds of cool stuff today. Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. And Susan says the same thing. Hey, Kelly, how's it going? Susan says the same thing. She pops on and then it shows that she leaves. Then she comes back and then she leaves. And she comes back and she leaves. Just like Kathy. Kind of weird. Must be your cell connection. Oh, got you. At Wayne's, got you. Okay, that's probably what it is. Yep, I never even thought about that. Yep, I never even thought about that. Do I ever leave, or does it just, do I stop or something, and then it catches back up, or what? Yeah. So, hi, Ann. Happy birthday, Ann. Happy birthday. I saw that you joined the email list, but I thought you were already on the email list, which is kind of weird, right? So, yeah. But it's good to see you, Ann. Thanks for joining. Oh, you had a good conversation with Susan? That's awesome. Good deal. Yeah. Hi, Sherry. How are you? So first, Spirit tells me to get this here, because I'm going to talk about something that I'm going to tell you this whole scenario thing, okay? That Spirit has pushed me, not really pushed me into, but kind of, did you see my message? Veronica, I didn't see your message. Did you send it to me Messenger or I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I don't think I saw it. Did I answer it? If I didn't answer it, then I probably didn't see it. It probably didn't register. Okay, there it is right there. Okay, so, oh, you wanted to join again, Ann? Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if it went on there, but I saw that you joined it, and I'm like, well, I think Ann's already on there. So, okay. So first off, because that's great. Okay, 6 to 7 minutes, Veronica. Okay, 6 to 7 minutes. I don't know what that means, Veronica. Okay. So anyway, Spirit wants me to talk about my experience in the last week, which has been kind of interesting, right? When we go through changes, right? When we're raising our vibration, right? And we're ascending, and something stops us, or something comes up that we need to work on. For me, it's my fear. I think it's the only fear that really still grounds me, that I've been working on for the last month, is the fear of money, right? And understanding that I have to work. Hey, Lucia. I'm really working on that. I mean, I really understand what it means, because it resonates, right? So going through, and I'm going to tell you an experience that happened this week, okay? So Sunday was a pretty bad day. I was kind of just in a bad energy space and things like that. been frustrated, which happens, right? Because I don't have a teacher, right? So I'm waiting for something else to happen about what else I need to do, right, to raise my vibration. Because I got the message that I need to raise my vibration, get out of that third dimensional energy, right? That my fear is logged in, basically, right? And as I'm pulling it out of that, which is extremely difficult, that I need to raise my vibration so that I can meet my abundance halfway, right? And I can reach it, but I can grab it, which is awesome. So Sunday, like I said, was kind of an off energy day. I wasn't really in a good space. And it's so funny. Well, in fact, we got new internet on Saturday, which is supposed to be better, and that's the first time that's ever happened. So it's kind of weird. Yes, Sherry, I'm back. Did you see me? Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna have to check into that. So anyway, I hope everybody comes back on if they lost me. So Sunday wasn't a very good day for me. And I had a lot of energy again. We carry it in our hearts, right? And I'm gonna talk about this too. It's kind of cool. That so much built up, a lot of energy. So, you know how I always talk about that your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your guides, basically, spirit, will bring you what you need when you need it, right? So, Sunday afternoon, I was sitting on the couch and I was following a Lemurian worldwide type of connection. It was kind of cool. But everybody spoke different languages and it was kind of cool. Didn't really understand a lot of it, but I'm glad I was there. So after that, I went onto my Facebook page and I noticed that Lori Lipton, one of my friends, had done a impromptu Facebook Live, and it was kind of cool. So I sat and I watched that, and halfway through that, whatever she was talking about, I don't really recall, the energy lifted, right? I was like, well, that was pretty freaking cool. Then I didn't have to participate in it, right? So great, went through that right there, had a great rest of the day, evening, that was great. Monday, energy's back, right? The fear energy, right? And it's, again, I carried it in my heart, which most people do, and I tried to talk myself out of it. I did a meditation, didn't work. I'm like, okay, I'm having conversations, right? Like, okay, I get it. I have to work on this. I understand that I was childish on Sunday. I have to work on that, my maturity, and when it comes to money, right? Because again, we all have to grow up with whatever is bothering us. So, okay, I'm going to work on that and be more conscious of it. Be more conscious when I want to go and be back in my little kid or whatever you might want to call it, right? So, I take my shower and I get all cleaned up and I put, blah, blah, blah. And I go to my iPad on the counter by the stove and it's 1:11. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I open up my iPad and there is a woman doing energy healing. We're friends on Facebook. I know her, but I don't know I know who she is, but I don't know her personally. In fact, I can't even remember her name. And I usually, when I see somebody that's live and I'm not really paying attention to anything, I just kind of like swipe, okay, fine, whatever. But on Monday, I tapped it. And I did this energy healing with this healer. She's here. I believe she's in Livonia, I think, or maybe she's downriver. And again, the energy lifted. I'm like, well, that was freaking amazing. And Spirit had me do some exercises during the energy healing that she was doing, and raising my vibrate. He took over, which is great, right? Because I can have a tendency, like most humans, to get in the way. And he always likes me to do this with my arms, right? Pulling up through my body from my belly button, from my solar plexus up, right? And just kind of like that. And the energy lifted. And he had me saying, I need to raise my vibration. I need to raise my vibration. I need to raise my vibration to meet my abundance. And when I was done with that, I was in Sector 52. I was completely not on the planet, right? It was pretty great. And so I was like, well, I gotta find out who that person is, and I need to investigate this more. She does it every Monday at 1:11. 111, 111. So that was kind of cool. I kind of reached out to her, had a little conversation. She does some other things too on Wednesday, some really more intense part of a group, right? Which I don't really feel comfortable doing. One-on-one is fine. So this, she calls it energy burst, I believe it's called. It's pretty great. So I did that on Monday, and then yesterday, Wednesday, I was feeling kind of yucky, and it just wasn't, things just weren't connecting. I was getting angry again, and Spirit led me to a person named Aaron Doherty. Okay, and this is him. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but he has a vibration lifting meditation, and Spirit said, "Well, do it." And I'm telling you what, I didn't understand at the time. Hi, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, did I ever answer your text? I wasn't sure. If I didn't, I'll answer it after I'm done with this, okay? I apologize. It got lost in all the texts I get every day, and I don't know if I answered it or not. I didn't answer it on that text. It might have been the messenger, but I delete all my messages, so sorry. Let me know. So I did this meditation, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to give myself over to it, right? Because it's not Steve Noble. I go by people's voices, right? And it was pretty different. It was intense. But I was going to finish it, right? And then I watched a couple other things that he had done. And he's got all kinds of videos. I mean, all kinds of videos. I'm going to study up on him and find out. He hasn't been doing it very long. I mean, he came out of nowhere pretty much is what he was saying, right? Had a pretty bad childhood and blah, blah, blah. So again, Spirit brings you what you need to get through, right? So then this morning, what's his name over there laying in the purple chair, decides that he's going to get up and go potty at 1 a.m. and then again at 4:30, and then at 6 o'clock he wants to eat breakfast when everybody's asleep. So it was not a good scene. I was not crazy, but I was like, it's not morning, it's not time for breakfast, all those kinds of things. So this morning I get up at 6 o'clock. I finally fed him, I think, about 6:30. And his tuna fish and his noodles, and he was happy. And I started, okay, I don't really feel grounded. I feel like I've ascended. And I can always tell in my head, right? When I cannot put things where they go, when I can't really pay attention, when I'm floaty. I call myself floaty, right? In my mind, I'm floaty. And my ears ring really, really loud, like now, because that means I'm connected, right? And I wonder if anybody else has that too. As they ascend, do they feel more floaty? And I'm not able to ground myself much at all. And I've been told not to ground myself, right? Do not ground yourself because you just have to overcome that, right? You have to overcome that when, again, it's more work for you to do, which I'm not into that, right? So, chimes. So I get it. So I really got the understanding that Joe feels lighter. So yeah, so do I. So I'm gonna check this guy out a little bit more, right? Because these are like, I don't know. He does these little talks and things too, which is kind of cool. And I find him interesting. So I'm giving that to you guys, right? That is something you may want to look into on YouTube. All right. I'm going to do more and more, I think. And I will say this. I went looking for a Steve Noble meditation, which was there, right? But I was guided to this person here. Hey, Michelle. And so I did it. And always what we have to understand, right? There's certain people for certain levels of our ascension. And I totally get that. I'm totally not one to stick with a person just because. I mean, I'll always do Steve. It doesn't matter, right? But allowing other things to come in to your ascension, right? To come into your world are always a good thing, especially once you start meditating, right? As you start giving yourself up to the meditation. In fact, I had a reading with a woman this morning who is a true heavy Taurian, okay? And she is in Chicago. And she is strong and in charge, and she did a Steve Noble guided meditation yesterday. One of the newest ones, and she said it's the second time she's done it or something like that. And I was surprised because she's not a meditating woman, right? But she's getting the feeling, she's getting the urge, she's getting the pull that I need to get out of my who I am. I need to get out of being this earthbound human. That I need to allow myself to let things go, become lighter weight, become easier to float, right? And I was surprised. And then I'll tell you this too. My sister called me today, right? And she's a true Scorpio. I love her to death. And she went to an energy healer last week. Now my sister she's not that woman, right? At all. But she did a half an hour card reading, and then the woman did Reiki on her and told her a bunch of things. My sister actually felt different. So we had a conversation today, and she's like, yeah, and we had this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it was pretty great. Hi, Emily. Sarah's here. She's been waiting for you, she says. Tell Mom hello. Chimes. And so that was kind of an interesting conversation too, right? So two people that I know who they are, right, are also getting pulled to ascend. Now my sister, I never dreamed in my lifetime that my sister, she's asked for meditations before, she's never done anything like that, right? And what's interesting, I will say this, her dog ate the $130 that morning to pay for the reading. And she used another $130 to pay the woman for the hour reading and the energy work. Now, I told her today, you know what that was? And she says, what? I said, it was your guides, right? It was your spirit guides, okay? If we take that $130 away by the dog eating it, how committed is she to keeping that appointment? Because it basically cost her $260, right? Because the dog ate $150 or $130. Yeah. A $100 bill, a 20, and a 10, and the dog ate it, right? Out of her purse. Never done that before, but that's why. And she was like, you're kidding. I'm like, no, trust me. They're going to challenge you every step of your ascension. They're going to challenge you if your ego's going to get in the way and go, you know what? Screw that. I can't afford to go now. Or whatever ego tells you to say and do, right? But she did it anyway. She said, without even thinking. Okay, I'll just use another $130. I get it on the way to the woman's place. Right? So that happens to all of us. To point out them challenging us. How bad do you want it? Are you going to think about it? Are you going to think about the money? Because again, she's my sister, so we have the same internal money fear. Okay, my whole family does, and that comes from generations of being poor, truly of being poor, and living on nothing, on both sides of my family. So I know spirit. It says generational. It was interesting that my client / friend in Chicago is feeling, I got to get out of this space. I've got to get out of this space. I've got to get out of who I am. I'm going to do this meditation. Bill sent it to me. I'm going to try it. And see. She's done a few of them in the past, but I've been talking to her for probably 5 years. We've become really good friends. She's really great. And then my sister on the same day have a conversation. See? So, hey, Laura, so understand, and I know this about myself, understand that when things get in your way, they want to see how you react. I didn't react so favorably on Sunday afternoon, okay? Because I couldn't connect to the Lemurian conversation because it was on Zoom. And Zoom does not work on my phone, even though I have the app. Does not work on my iPad, even though I have the app. It only works on my laptop. And yeah, so I was frustrated. I spilled a can of soda, and I picked it up and threw it in the sink, and Lee was at the table, and that was just a whole freaking scene. On my end, not on his at all. He just kind of sat there like, here goes Bill again. And it was all about me. It was all about me being frustrated because I can't use technology. Why? Because my energy is too big, okay? And that's been ever since I was a child, all right? I mean, it can be good or bad. It's usually very good energy, right? But things just wouldn't work with me because of the energy that's in my hands and coming out of my body. So that was a big chime, right? So I understand that, right? But that doesn't make me any less human. We're like, oh my God, how come it just can't connect? I don't get it. Why can't it be easy for me? And Lee's just stone cold on playing his game on his laptop at the table. So that's what set me off. And I had a lot of conversations with myself about that, right? About immaturity. It's the only place I'm immature is when it comes to money. I revert right back to being a child in Jackson, third boy, 5 years between me and my second oldest brother, 6 years between my oldest brother and me. So we were kind of my sister and I were kind of a separate family. Still in the same house, right? Till the boys went to college and things. But still in the same freaking house. And reverting back to not getting what I want. And I've been spoiled my entire life, okay? I've never really wanted for anything, and whatever I wanted, I bought. Because I was able to do that. So in this situation, I couldn't do that. Again, I know, Spirit is laughing. He's saying, because everything, this ancient energy is now coming to the light so you can heal it, which is true, right? I can heal that part of myself that is still immature. We all have parts of ourselves that are still 10, right? Just don't show them as often as we should. Because when we show them, we're conscious of them, we can heal them, and we can fix them, right? We can heal who they are. We can understand who they are. We can tell them that it's okay. We can tell them that everything is good. We can tell them how much we love them, that we're grown up now, that we're all good, that Spirit's going to take care of us, the universe is great, things like that, right? And that just made my heart flutter. So that's what that is, right? So when things pop up, how do you react to that, right? Do you accidentally spill some soda on the table and then get mad and pick it up and throw it in the sink, and it makes a big old splash and blah 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 blah, right? Exactly. That would be me. But did I recognize that? Yes. And I apologized to myself, right? I had to say, okay, well, Bill, that's your little one inside. That's little Billy. So, Bill, you have to fix that. And yeah, I do. So, again, that's what the journey was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, was to go, okay, how do I find something, right? and it's not searching, guys, I'm telling you. Because Spirit always talks about don't search the further away it gets, right? It was allowing, right? Going on iPad on Sunday, there's Lori Lipton. Go on iPad on Tuesday, there's this other person, and I'll post her name on here too, because I think she's fabulous, and it's every Monday at 1:11 for an energy burst, which was amazing. Because I haven't had a lot of energy work done on myself, okay? I never really trusted it, and Spirit never really brought it to my attention that I needed to, right? So that was kind of cool. And then yesterday with this other person, again, allowing things to happen. Just going on, I went onto YouTube yesterday to find out a Steve Noble Raising Your Vibration meditation. And there was one by Steve, 2 or 3 by this person, and then Steve had another one, and then I'm like, well, this person had 3. He's got 1 million followers. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to try this and see what it does. That's what happens when you allow, right? It's not searching. I'm just going to put it in. I was expecting to do a Steve Noble guided meditation, right? Which is wonderful. Joe says Steve has 3. So yeah. So again, as you get stopped, as you get challenged, as you get frustrated, as things pop up, like you used to talk about the wall, right? Wall's going to pop up. Now, are you going to hit the wall continually and have a bloody face? Hey, Shelly, how are you? I didn't see you were on. Are you going to do that, or are you going to climb the wall, or are you going to walk around the wall because it's only a block long? A lot of people unconsciously keep hitting the wall, right? No, I don't know what to do. That was me. Say, I don't understand why. Well, that's all the things that I learned in that meditation, all the things that I've learned from Steve, all the things that have come to me from Lori Lipton, right? I know that stuff, but I wasn't hearing it. I wasn't connecting to it, right? Because I wasn't in grown-up Bill's space in my head, in my soul, right? It's in that little boy inside who's 10 years old. So hey, Kathy. So I recognize that now, right? I thought he was good. I thought he was cool. I thought he was all good, right? We worked on him for 21 years, right? And most of the time he's fine. But now I understand that for me to get there, right? For me to be sitting in my backyard on the Pacific Ocean in Kihei, Maui, sometime this spring, I need to conquer the one thing that I didn't think I had to conquer. And that was being heavy with fear of money. Okay? Still being in that state of childhood, right? Thinking I was good, thinking my little boy was good, right? I just don't understand why it's not coming. I don't know why it's not coming. So, interestingly enough, right? That I found somebody else, I don't remember who it was last weekend. It just kind of showed up. Oh, no. It was, what's his name? I told you guys about him last week and the week before. I don't remember what his name is. Phil Good. When he was talking about energy, lower, that fear is third dimensional energy, and it's really heavy, and it makes so much sense. Because from my waist down, I'm like, oh my God, I so get that. I'm like stuck to the ground. I can't raise my vibration. I can't reach any more than I'm already reaching. It's impossible for me to do. And I guess I'm not doing enough reaching. I'm expecting. Can't live in expectation. And I so get that. But I didn't get it then, right? Because I wasn't in my grown-up Bill space, right? I had slid back into, as Stefan Fleck would say to me, my fabulous therapist of 13 years, well, Bill, little Billy got back in the seat of the bus, which is so true. And I didn't even know it. He was so good at just getting into the seat of the bus, and okay, now I'm going to drive the bus, and he was driving the bus. Now he no longer drives the bus, see? And also understanding that it's the way it was supposed to be. I said something to Lee the other night about that. He says, well, don't you feel, I said, no, because you know what? Everything happens in the time it's supposed to happen. Everything that is, it's all on a time frame. It's all in my soul journey. Do I like the soul journey? Do I want to kick my soul for doing the soul journey late? For signing the paper, meaning at 61 years old, I'm going to be doing all of this and changing my life? No. Did I quit my job 7 years ago this July? No. But it happened. And it was supposed to happen just like that, right? So when things like that happen to you guys, make sure that you don't beat yourself up. Make sure that you understand that everything happens in time. Forgive yourself, right? Tell yourself, okay, it's fine, But I could be, no, that's your little kid inside, right? And that is your ego putting that in your way as often as it possibly can to get you to give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. because it's not your soul journey. If you're on this journey now, right, and you're listening to me now, tonight, tomorrow, in the future, right, you're listening for a reason because you're guided to do so. Same thing with myself, me, again, following Feel Good, following this new person here, allowing Lori Lipton and others to show up on my Facebook page, doing a Facebook watch on a Sunday at 2 o'clock, right? Out of the blue. See? Understand, again, brings us divine timing. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with the divine timing, right? The soul journey, right? Because you can't control it. And that's the hardest thing for people to understand, is that they can't control soul journey. They can't control divine timing. They can't control any of that at all. And it freaks people out. It makes them very angry. And that's because they have to understand to let that shit go. It doesn't serve you at all, right? It doesn't help you at all to engage in those types of things. And once you could do that, right? For me, that was my biggest hurdle, was control. I truly believe that I'm alive today because of my control in my childhood, right? Destiny played a big part of it too, right? With Spirit being with me in the hospital all the time and taking care of me, making sure that I was protected and things like that. Things happened, yes, but they cured me of kidney disease, which again is a miracle. So understanding that if you do choose to look back at how blessed you are, nothing happens by chance. And if you, which we all have, some type of trauma in our childhood, right? That we look at that as a positive. Reason why you had it, what'd you learn from it? Now it's time for you to let it go, to forgive yourself, to forgive the people who hurt you. And that is something too that I'm going to post this the video. I'm going to post this video too for one of the ones that I watched yesterday, because it was pretty powerful for me, that Aaron did. And I don't remember exactly what it was called, if it was forgiveness or what it really was. It was just a conversation, which was kind of cool. All the things resonated with myself because I'd already completed them. And it all made sense. And I'm like, I need to repost this for other people, right? So that you guys can all get some type of clearing, right? Some type of, because every time I talk about healing and forgiving other people, people rage up and say, absolutely not. I'm not going to forgive him. I'm not going to forgive her. Well, the only one who's hurting is you. They've gone on with their lives. And that's the thing. To hold the energy inside of you does not serve you at all. Okay? Makes you angry, makes you sad, makes you vindictive, stops you from achieving what you're supposed to achieve this lifetime. It puts it on a slower pace. Okay? And this is what I've understand too from Spirit, is the fact that they expect some interruptions from human, right? Of the journey. But they don't expect as many as they get. Okay? They don't have a time frame. It's the day you're born, the day you're going to die. That's all they know, right? And they know the chapters in between, right? But again, we can look back 2020, right? And understand, man, I should have started this younger. You weren't supposed to. Understanding that, right? So understand about the healing. You have to forgive other people. You got to forgive yourself, okay? You have to forgive yourself for not knowing. You have to forgive yourself for not doing it earlier, for not doing it quicker, for not doing it better, all those kinds of things. See? So it's very, very, very important to understand, and I'm going to post that when we're done today, okay? So next thing I want to talk about, it kind of has to do with energy, okay? And I have I know a person who has a daughter who has taken the nursing exam 8 times, and just took it a 9th time and cannot pass it. And she is not a dumb girl. She's very intelligent. But this is where energy comes in, guys. Okay? Her mother is absolutely a controlling, negative energy, negative carrying bitch. Her mother is absolutely overpowering, overbearing, independent. I shouldn't have said bitch. She is just over the top. Where she used to be one of my clients, and in the middle of our last reading, I had to stop. It was just too much. Okay? Because the force that she gives you that's negative is absolutely overpowering and doesn't understand it's her. Her child is 30 years old now, has taken the exam, just failed again. After other spiritual people, including an astrologist, all told her that her daughter would pass the test, would pass the exam, and she didn't. And she doesn't understand why. She doesn't understand why. Well, it's her mother. Okay? And the daughter, who's lovely, buys into her mother's narrative. Right? That's why Spirit always says during Coaching for the Soul and other things, you gotta watch what you give your kids. Okay? Because they follow in your footsteps. Right? Her mother's so afraid she's not going to have a boyfriend. She's not going to get married. Everybody else in her life has moved on. They all have partners. They all have husbands. They all have great jobs. They ain't got a mother like you. That's why I'm saying this, guys. Okay? Understand. The way you treat your children sets them up for success or failure. Plain and simple. Okay? Now, if you weren't set up for success, you weren't set up for failure either, but that's what happened, right? Because back in the day, my parents didn't train me or teach me anything but go to work, make money, have your stuff, buy a house, get married, have kids, you'll be fine. Like they did. That's all they knew, right? Until the little skinny gay boy from Jackson, rolls into my mom and dad's life, right? It's just with the voice in his head, right? So let's just say that I kind of upset that apple cart, and they knew it, right? Especially once I got old, exactly who I was. Even when I was a child, I was very, very feminine, right? And that's my mother just said, okay, that's just who he is, right? So I was blessed. So I was blessed with that. So understanding that they did what they needed to do to keep me safe, right? To keep me healthy, which they did a very good job. But I didn't get any of that, neither did my brothers and sister. Never got any of because they didn't know it. So that's why Spirit and I stand on the pedestal, right? I know. He says we stand on this stage and tell people the way that you talk to your children matters. What your actions matter. What you do matters. You are the example for your children, and they are going to follow either you, your husband, or someone else in a positive way or a negative way. Like I said, my mother screamed all the time. Okay, not around my friends. Well, sometimes around my friends, but not often, right? But around extended family, oh, definitely. They all knew who Aunt Margaret was, see? And it was just accepted, right? Because she was the power. She was the power. She was the authority. So understanding that when you have that as a child, right? Because again, we take our power away from our children. But at some point in time, you have to give that power back. We take it from them when they're children. The school takes it because there's a teacher, there's a principal. The job takes that because there's a boss, unless you become the boss, on and on and on and on. And if you don't slowly give that back to your children when they're teenagers, right? By giving them more leeway, by understanding that everything you said to them, about them, energy-wise, right? They have that in their DNA. They have that on their ego tape, right? And if you were together, previous lifetimes together, which usually you were, there's remembrances from past lives. Energy, right? So it's very, very, very important to understand that that you should not yell at your children in frustration, right? Especially when they're small. And if you don't do it when they're small, you won't have to do it when they're grown because they'll understand the conversation. Always understand, guys, when you have children, there's a little grown human soul inside there who all of a sudden is a child. They came back to earth for a reason, right? To learn. James, say to learn. Say how to learn how to go from being in spirit and being a full spirit, right? A full soul, to being sent back into a little body inside of a mom, gets born, can't talk, doesn't understand the energy on the planet, because the energy up in spirit's great, see? And all the things they have to overcome. So not only you have to overcome having a child, right? And everything that comes with that, all the pressures, all the anxiety, all the frustrations, but they're going through the same process of, what the hell? I don't remember being like this. Yeah. So they're going to cry. They're gonna whine because there's something wrong. They don't understand the energy. And it's normally because you aren't setting the energy in your house. Yep. It's all about us. Now, does that mean that my energy in my house is good all the time? No. Bailey can be frustrating. He's an old puppy, right? And he does things without even knowing because he's 85 years old in human years, right? My dad at 85 was a mess. I loved him, but he was kind of messy, That's the way I just understand it. I accept it. Doesn't mean I don't get frustrated, when he wakes me up at 1 o'clock in the morning to go potty when we went to bed at 11 o'clock. And he already went outside and went potty, right? And then again at 4:30 because he just wanted to wake up. He was awake anyway. So I thought I'd get daddy up too. Didn't have to go potty, nothing. Just wanted to wake me up, right? And then at 6 o'clock, he wakes me up because he's hungry for his tuna. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Dude, come on. Right? So I have to have conversations with him. And he looks at me, and I have that conversation because he understands. If I was frustrated and I would yell something, he wouldn't get it. Because he doesn't understand that. He just understands the energy. Okay, I'm not going to look at daddy because I can feel that his energy is not happy. He's not happy with me. He's not happy. And dogs will do that. Dogs will either not pay attention to you or they will look at you and get angry and growl. Aggression, see? Humans are the same exact way. So always make sure, guys, that you're checking yourself. Make sure that you're checking yourself. Okay? Understanding that what you give your children 24/7, what society gives them when you're not around, what schools give them when you're not around, I'm going to talk about this in a minute, the hierarchy in the neighborhood, right, where you live, who your kids play with, things like that, is very important. It's very, very, very important because that's where they learn, right? And you have to understand that you have to be able to talk to your children and have them talk to you back. And a lot of times it doesn't happen. All right, Bren, we'll see you soon. Take care of yourself. And understanding that, right? That everything out there contributes to the way my child is raised. And you got to be the one who brings them peace and sincerity, Spirit says. It's got to be a peaceful place. Now does that mean that you can't get upset and pull them aside or say whatever? No, at all. Because you're boundaries, right? And within those boundaries, this is what you can do, this is what you cannot do. See? But taking care of stuff like that is what it's all about to being a parent, okay? So there's lots of people who've made comments here. So let me see. Joe says we all have different spirit goals. Yeah, that's what Soul Journey is all about, right? Okay. Joe used to listen to Feel Good too. Okay. Yeah, energy, right? So Shelley says, does static electricity work the same as your tech problems always shock with static? No, not really. That's external, okay? Internal electricity, internal energy is what will not make a device work, okay? And I've learned to not try, right? To, like if the TV won't do something, or my phone won't do something, or the iPad won't do something, or my laptop won't do something, and I got all this electronic stuff, right? Which again is in your household, right? And then you got the Wi-Fi going on too. So it can be pretty challenging, right? Especially if you are a conduit, which all of us are. But understanding how to use that, and how when it gets out of control, right? When it's all doing this stuff instead of being just calm energy, because you're frustrated, that's when you gotta stop and go, okay, I gotta take 4 breaths. Gotta take 4 deep breaths. I gotta pull my energy back in. So you gotta, again, mind's eye, imagine pulling your energy back in. Even if you have to do this, it's what you gotta do. I do that stuff all the time, meaning I use my arms to either move it out or to bring it back in. And it seems to work. Okay, let me see here. So Sherry says the concept I was introduced to this week, the truth of who I think I am meets the truth of who reality I am. Oh my dear, that is boom. That is good for you. Good for you, good for you, good for you. Good for you. Because everybody has that. Some people don't take it that way. Some of them take it as being attack. Attack. So I'm going to read this again. The concept I was reintroduced to this week. The truth of who I think I am meets the truth of who I really am. There you go. See? So good. So good. So good. Because that's fabulous. When that happens, it's fabulous. Okay, I answered that one there. So Sherry says, when shooting on myself about progress, a friend said, Sherry, you may be ready, but maybe others aren't ready. Exactly. That's what you have to understand, you guys, is that you may feel ready in a situation, right? You may feel ready, but if it doesn't present itself, guess what? Ego is telling you that you're ready. The problem is you think you're ready. That's the key. You think you're ready. Don't think. You have to get think out of the way, because that's ego trying to control. So understanding that when you do get out of the way, right, it will appear when it's supposed to appear, and that's the key. Because when you think you're ready, right, you're in anticipation. I'm ready, let's go. I'm ready, let's go. That's not the right energy. Okay, I think I'm ready. Let it happen when it's ready, Spirit. I think I'm ready to go. Maybe a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. You don't know. And in that time, how much are you learning? That's the key. A lot of times you're learning to wait, to be patient. Because they don't run on human time, they run on no time. All they do is look at Soul Journey. This date is when this is going to happen. This date's just going to happen, and we're going to help him or her in between to get to that next point. Make sense? Yep. Sherry also says inherited issues are real. Yeah, inherited issues are real. That's very, very, very true. She says energetically and genetically, for sure, is the fact that in our lifetimes, in our past lifetimes, in who we have been, right? We always bring some type of debris with us into the next life. Always. In fact, I told my sister that today, right? Is that we don't know what she brought in from past lives. One of the things is money, right? I know we were together last lifetime, and probably the lifetime before, and the lifetime before, right? Who we were, I have no idea yet. But eventually, I will know. But is it something I'm going to search for? No. Because when you search for something, it's further away. No. If they want me to know who we were, they'll tell me. Or they'll tell her. Even better, right? So Emily says her daughter, Sarah, turns on the TV all the time when I should... exactly. Yeah, Sarah says Not just to let you know that I'm there, but to irritate you. So you'll say, "Ah, Sarah, will you stop turning the TV back on?" Exactly. Yup. Oh, you're welcome, Shelley. I try to answer as many people as I can. So we got 10 minutes, guys. If anybody wants to ask a question, pop it in there. And if I get it to it within the next 10 minutes, awesome. If I don't, I'll answer it when we're done. Okay? So pop it in there, and if you've got something you want to ask, okay, I will answer it for you. So start typing. Isn't Maui beautiful? Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. I can't wait for that to be my backyard. Yep, can't wait for it to be my backyard. Okay, so Susan says, why are COVID numbers going up? Because, how can I put this? Because third dimensional beings refuse to get vaccinated. They refuse to wear masks. They refuse. And that's, a lot of those are younger people. Going to parties, going to spring break, going to people's houses for parties, going to the theater, going to all this stuff without any masks on and hanging out with each other. So what they do is they take that virus home. Mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever, including themselves, get sick. Yep, that's why. Okay, so Shelley, do you believe in karmics? What is karmics? I believe in karma. We all have a karma bank, right? And that's why you want to, I know, Spirit has said, and sometimes you just got to clear it and start from scratch. So I don't know what karmics are, Shelley. That's interesting. Elizabeth, hello. I had a dream last night that I was walking around with my dad and we bought a lotto ticket. Is that him helping me? Well, it's showing you what you should do. Buy a lottery ticket. Everybody should buy a lottery ticket. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't buy lottery tickets on and off, you're not giving yourself a chance to win millions of dollars. Okay? And again, we don't know if it's in our soul journey, right? I don't know if that's true or not that I was told. Sometimes, and again, I know it's true, but I don't know when it's going to happen, right? So God forbid I don't buy a lottery ticket, don't buy 2 lottery tickets twice a week, right? Because it could be the one time that I'm gonna win, and they're like, well, that dumb shit didn't buy a freaking ticket. He buys one every week, buys 4 every week, exactly. So yes, gotta buy them regularly. Yup. What the hell? It's $2, $4. Again, do it twice a week. Hey, you never know. You could win $1 million just for getting 5 freaking numbers, and do easy pick if you don't want to get intricate about it. It works. Somebody's got to win. We are coming up before you, Sarah left it. Yeah. I get you, Emily. I get you. Did you sell that house in Jackson yet? Let me know. Okay. Yeah, that's important. It's important to take care of that. Hi, Rochelle. Yes, you are very late today, but it's been a pretty good hour, so you'll have to watch. You'll have to watch it back. So, yeah. I didn't have a chance to watch or to read what you sent me last night. I'm planning on doing it this afternoon. So, so I'll text you back and see what it is. Okay. So Veronica, me and my husband are going to Spain in June looking for the house. Will it be there? The answer is yes. Yes. Don't be surprised if you automatically feel it. Okay? And also, Spirit says, use your intuition. Use your intuition. Okay? You may go, yeah, this one's the next one, or we're supposed to go and see, but I think that one's the next one we need to go and see. And that's the way that you do it. Don't be so focused on right? Right? Yeah. Okay, so, hey, Suze, how's it going? I didn't even see you popped on. Hello. Yep, watch it later, okay? Can you tell me about Aries season? Aries season is a very, very hard season for most people. Okay? It's the beginning of the zodiac year. It is extremely powerful energy, positive and negative. Aries as a leader, they love to burn. They love to burn their fire, and it can. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the universe right now. So I don't have enough time to go through all of it. But all I can say is March was pretty fantastic, and April's going to be even better. April weather is going to be fabulous. It's going to be nice and warm early, and it's going to be a wonderful spring and a wonderful summer. And we need to get outside and just absorb it. Elizabeth, you prefer text? I'm on the West Coast. I'm always worried about waking you. Yeah, texts are the best. Okay, they're the best things. You may want to send me a text on my phone number, and then send me a Facebook message saying, "Bill, I texted you." Because I always look, but I get so many texts overnight or when I shut my phone off. And then in the morning, I try to answer, but it's hard because I book appointments and things too. So I don't always get to them in time. And then I lose track and I feel bad. Yes, Veronica, let me know. I mean, I'll talk to you before then, just to even if it's on here. If dings wake you. No, my phone is in my kitchen and I'm in the back bedroom. That's where our bedroom's at. So even if it dings, I won't hear it. Okay? Not at all. Yeah. So don't worry about that. I don't think it dings sometimes. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I turn my settings off, right? Because I'm thinking, oh my God, that's such a pain in the butt. And then I go, oh my God, my phone doesn't ring. Stuff like that. So yeah. Hi, Amanda. Watch the video when we're done, okay? Yep, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good one today. Pretty good one today. So, yep, I think I'm gonna get going. It's time. Sorry, guys. So thank you for joining me for Coaching for the Soul. Thursdays at 3. I'm running specials this week till the 28th. Okay, I'm only doing one a week. Okay. Oh, good job, Sue. She got her COVID shot today. I got mine a week ago Friday, and I get my next one on the 2nd, on Good Friday, and I can't wait. I'm doing readings. Check that out on the website. They're $30 for 15 minutes, $50 for 30 minutes, and $70 for 60 minutes. So they're pretty cheap. So jump on that bandwagon, jump on that thing if you guys want to know what the heck's going on in the world, in your world. And element packages, you guys, I'm trying to reintroduce them and things like that. There's a lot of need, and I don't know, I'm being told to raise the price, okay, and change them in some form. So I don't know what that looks like. But that's probably what I'm going to do on that. Make them more of a mentoring situation, and have you pay for 6 months or whatever it is. I don't know what it looks like yet, but Spirit keeps telling me that that's what I need to do. So there's element packages. I'm still doing readings. Please share my posts. Share this video if you would. Share my postings about I have open appointments all week and things like that. If you would, I would appreciate that. The more you share, the bigger our community gets, right? And that's really what I care about. I mean, it increases the energy, the flow all around us, right? We all receive something from that. So again, guys, thank you very much. Namaste, and I will see you. Yes, Elizabeth, we have to talk about that. And I will see you guys next week, Thursday at 3 for Coaching for the Soul.